introduce yourself.
Hello. Hi. My name is Tuomas. I'm the guy.
And
What guy?
What
and why
guy? I'm the drummer guy from Finland.
he's the is the Bitter Beans. Why are you the drummer of Bitter Beans?
Yeah, yeah. I'm the guy. I mean, it's way too early here in Finland for me, at least, waking up this early.
I understand.
So
Well, I'm a morning person, and Darren, the
yeah,
thing to happen is it's daylight savings here again.
true.
When? Here, there, but not here.
Here,
I
yeah.
know it's so weird. I don't know why they do that.
Hope it's going to be 2 a.m. twice tonight. I love that. That's one day of the year where it gets to be 2 a.m. twice. Stop showing me your trash.
Come on, I'm getting my morning cup, and there may or may not be.
Daily. Tuomas, tell me and tell me how you guys hooked up and how you became our new drummer and why do you want to be our new drummer?
Actually, it's pretty funny. Funny. I was watching your stream last week, and it wasn't planned at all, like Maddie said. I was just staring at the stream, and Maddie mentioned that I'm the guy who can help you to get tours in Europe. And you mentioned that you don't have a drummer, and that's the issue. And I threw myself in, and I said, I can be your drummer. And basically,
You
everything started to roll around.
that's and that's a great explanation because that's the lesson that I think that everybody should learn. I've been trying to teach this for years. If you insinuate yourself into a situation like you did with Maddie and then Maddie did through me, that's how you make things happen.
Yeah,
So you you sent so many videos of you playing drums on our songs that were perfect, and
thank
Maddie
you.
had so many good things to say about you, especially because of what we needed at the time. Because we have an album coming out November 4th with pictures of two band members that are no longer in the band.
Yeah, yeah,
They're no longer in the band for a reason because they don't have or possess any of the characteristics that a professional musician needs to have, in that they're professional, they're talented, they want to do it, easy to get along with, and they can contribute,
true,
right?
true. That's totally true. And what I think also is that as Mary said, we have known each other like since when he moved here in Finland, and it's not the first time when we're playing in the same band. So basically, we know everything about each other's, and it's part of the learning process now that we are trying to learn each other's, and trying to get to know you and me, and with Kenneth, and I'm so fucking excited. CKY has been part of my most top favorite bands because I'm the 80s skater boy. So here I am.
And
Yeah,
Maddie spent enough time with you to be able to realize that you're a good person, and if Maddie spent enough time with me to realize that I'm eventually a good person, that he's still talking to me and he still talks to you, and
yeah,
he makes a suggestion that we both work together. That's how
true,
I know it'll work. And that's
true,
also how I know that we'll be able to get along. Because Maddie knows that I'm not always easy to get along with. And he knows that he knows how to handle that.
Well,
It's
it's. I was thinking about this. It's almost like if Darren were to go off of the air with us right now and say, "Hey guys, guess what? By the way, I got this new song coming out. Scott Ian is playing on it. But hey, Thomas and Matthew, please do not tell anybody about this because I want it to be a secret when I release it." You could tell Thomas that,
yeah.
and he would never tell anybody until you
yeah,
said, you know what I mean? It's like those types of things. Like Thomas is cool.
I already know that. I already feel like I've known him for years.
yeah. Actually, we have talked lots of with Darren now. sending
I feel
messages
like I've known him for
back and
years
forward.
because
Yeah,
I've known Maddie for years, and I know Maddie and I have one thing in common, if not many things in common. The one thing we have in common is that we drop people that stand in our way. So I know that he wouldn't do that. So I'm like super confident now, and it really takes the weight off of my shoulders to having to fill that drum position. And when I first talked to you, I didn't know that I needed a drummer. I was trying to keep our other drummer.
Yeah.
Who was a brother of the bass player that left. And like I said, as soon as I hired brothers, I said, if I lose one, I lose the other.
Exactly.
And,
it doesn't work after all.
Exactly what happened. And it was pathetic that the cliche that entered my mind, that was so obvious and pathetic and predictable, actually happened. And I have no idea why. So the Loera brothers are gone. They're dead to me. They're done. They forfeit everything. Their pictures are on the new record. Can't do anything about that. But we have a lot of touring and a lot of promoting to do with this new album, which in back of me here is, I think, the best album that I've ever done. With any band.
Yeah. So that's great, and it's great to have you guys here together now. I know Darren's is skipping a little bit, which is typical of Smundays because of the internet and stuff.
Am I frozen?
That. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Stuff like that happens, but it's going to be interesting because Tuomas is a different
fan base for Nights in Finland.
Yeah,
I totally believe, and there's Yeah,
well, no, and the other thing is, what Darren will hopefully find out, but when his screen is not circulating, but everybody that's watching, of course, say hello to Tuomas. Tuomas is on a level of professionalism that is something that I don't think Darren and I have really experienced too often in bands, with having other players that are well-educated and have the experience that Darren and I both have. So it's going to be really great to see what happens now that this implementation is in the band. So Darren lost his stream. I'll invite him back in. But hey, this is great, Tuomas. I know it's early. I know this is early for you, but I'm glad that you made it on. And Darren. No dramas here. Let me bring Mr. Darren in. So, you're looking beautiful in the morning.
I woke up like 5 minutes ago, or 22 minutes ago.
Okay, am I back on? Am I frozen?
Yeah.
Okay, Maddie, I just want to tell you, the EP, Bugs and Snakes, honestly, I only listened to it once or twice when you came out to LA. I've been listening to it nonstop. It's so fucking good. I just wanted to tell you that. I know I sent you that message, but I want everybody to check out Maddie's EP, Bugs and Snakes, because Maddie wrote that song. I added some CKY-ish, 96-ish riffs to it, but I know I've heard that song recorded 3 times, and your version is the best. So before I freeze up, I just want to say thank you, everybody. Thanks, Tuomas. Thanks, Maddie. Your EP is awesome. Talk amongst yourselves. I don't want to freeze again and look like an idiot. So have a good night, and keep talking.
Okay, well, but you're not leaving, are you? He left. No.
He left already.
Yeah, I'm leaving. I don't want to freeze.
Well, that's very nice of Darren to say. I think that I think it's important. That's why. Okay, so here's one thing that I like to do, and I do this all the time on all the streams, whether it's Daughter of the Water or Jamie Hembry. I always, whenever I hear something or see somebody doing something that's good, I always go out of my way to make it a point to tell them, like, hey, by the way, great job on Daughter of the Water, for example. Like you're putting out videos all the time. Like, hey, that's awesome. Because at the end of the day, as an artist, it's those negative comments are just as harmful as the positive comments are positive. So when somebody says something positive to you, especially, it doesn't matter who, if it's Darren or if it's Michael Jackson or if it's my friend down the street, it doesn't really matter who's saying the positive comment or negative comment. It always sticks on your mind because not everybody says comments. So the few comments that you get, you kind of linger in your mind. So I think it's really great when people, if somebody sees somebody doing something well or sees somebody doing something not so well, that it's important that we all kind of say something.
True.
Because it does stick with you, and it's important.
Yeah.
Hey, Mom.
Questions about Vince. Yeah, hey Vince. He's asking about my musical background.
Yeah, go ahead. You should. This is Smunday, so this is your floor.
I have a huge, long career. I've been playing drums for 33 years, actually. And plus 15 years professional-wise. I've studied music here in Finland. I have toured almost all over the world, except not in the US. The latest band where I played was called Flesh Roxen, which is pretty known in Europe. We had our huge 40-show tour with Lordi before the COVID outbreak started. So yeah, that's basically my background. Been playing metal music, death metal, mostly rock and roll.
But also you're also not just as a drummer, but you're also just in the music community and the music scene. I know that you talk to other drummers and other musicians but like it's not only that. Like you're part of a record label. You have all these different other. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, actually, I work for this Germany-based record label called Blood Red Records as an AR. And I do manage one band, actually very good rising talented band here in Finland, Atomic Annie. So it's my first job to be their manager. And trying to learn this music business, the other side, not as a player's side, but how to handle everything and what's there, just music business is very, very difficult. You need to understand different rules. You need to understand whom to trust or what to do. So basically, I'm trying to learn that too. And yeah, and being part of producing, recording, song making, playing guitar. So we both are like multi-talented musicians, like you and me.
Yeah. Of course, Thomas plays guitar. He plays drums. He plays all the instruments. But the thing is, like you were saying, like handling the business aspect and understanding how difficult it is in the music business is one thing. But then all that stuff gets thrown out the window when you get stuck in a van with 3 other guys and you go on tour, because now business is business, but now you're also dealing with a different situation. So, for example, when we go on tour with Darren, of course, whether or not Thomas and I possibly help set up a tour and do all the technical business end, we're still at the end of the day, because we're in the band as musicians, we're going to be in a van with Darren or a tour bus with Darren, whatever it may be. Yeah. So you also have to know how to navigate being an artist and being a musician, which Thomas is very well at doing. So it's great to see that we can bring somebody. Well, it's great to see that Darren can bring on somebody like myself and bring on somebody like Thomas. And it's going to be really great to see us working together as a group, because I know the capabilities that Thomas can provide. And also Thomas gets me, I think he gets me inspired probably more so than Darren, just because Darren doesn't know him as much. So I'm excited to see what Thomas and I can come up with to bring to the table to the Darren. And I guess what we're going to do at first is whenever Thomas and I have an idea, we'll run it by Darren first. And if he says yes, he says yes. If he says no, he says no. And I guess we'll just keep doing that and see how it goes.
Yeah, and it's part of that the contribution and chipping in, because I understand that there's always some part, and there's always one people who are trying to guide or row the boat or be the leader. But just being leader by yourself, it doesn't mean that you don't need help or guidance from your brothers in arms. So I think that we have lots of knowledge and know-how for helping Darren, for being better captain.
I wanted to take some questions, or if anybody has anything to say. I know I skipped through a bunch, but I'm going to start looking now. It looks like Ricky Slayer says, I'm sure that Thomas is overqualified to join. He's very good from what I've seen. Of course, if you don't know, Thomas has a YouTube channel. You can go and check out Thomas's YouTube channel. He's got playing drums on a whole bunch of songs. Thomas, what's the... I think it's just your name, right? Your YouTube channel?
Yeah. The link is in my description, in my bio,
okay.
In my Instagram bio.
Is there a fan base in Finland for 96? You guys going to tour Europe after the album is released? Well, there is. I think there's a fan base for 96 / old CKY fans in all throughout Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, Germany. We were talking about this the other day off of air, but there's a lot of people that like that music, right? Okay. You guys deserve to play bigger crowds, maybe open for a band on the next tour to get more exposure. Again, something we were also talking about off of air, which is fine that we can talk about it here because, of course, that makes sense,
Yeah.
Touring with another band that has also a following, so two bands together can bring out more people and possibly ignite new situation. I mean, I think that's a good idea.
Here's a question. What is Thomas's main genre of drum playing? I think I'm pretty forward for harder rock. My good friend said that these old CKY songs, what I was learning, those are the daily songs what I've used to do. But obviously harder music, metal, technical music. And what is my favorite death metal band? I think it's At the Gates or the earlier In Flames. Because I'm Finnish. I like Scandinavian Gothenburg metal.
That's cool because I know, In Flames invited CKY to Japan to do that one, do those shows. That was when we got to go to Japan, but I know that's one of Darren's favorite. It's one of his bands that he likes a lot. Old In Flames, like the old school In Flames.
Yeah.
And he also, I know he's not here to say, but I know he also really likes Amorphous as well. Older Amorphous.
Yeah.
I'm glad Smunday has basically brought together 96 Bitter Beings. If you think about it, I have to say the same thing. I mean, if it wasn't for these Smundays, first of all, I don't think Darren and I would have ever have done that U.S. tour, and all the other things. And then also because of Smunday, like Thomas explained earlier when Darren was on, he stepped up and said, "Hey, I'm here." And Darren likes, he said, he likes it when people do that. So yes, Smunday. What are your favorite death metal bands, Thomas?
Yeah, At the Gates and In Flames. I think those are the main favorite bands for me. Danny Evison. Hey Thomas, are you currently in a band now? Yeah, I'm in a band called Roxon 80, and it's new form from band called Flesh Roxon. And Flesh Roxon is pretty. We were kind of a big here in Finland and in Europe. We have toured in the US, in Europe. But I haven't been in the band when they toured in the US, but still, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm also trying to get Thomas to play drums on some of my stuff as well, so he's going to be busy. Everything. I can tell he's a super. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Zippity doo dah. How are you doing, sir? I can tell that he's super comfortable on drums, not stiff at all. Of course. Everything has a cause and effect. Maddie, your energy is something special. I wanted to tell you how special you made it. Zippity doo dah. Thank you for replying to my question. Visual delusion. What happened to Darren? I had to take a phone call. Darren. I think Darren's stream was spinning, so he wanted to let us talk amongst ourselves to just talk about basically it's happened pretty quickly, but Darren, Thomas, and I have been talking about possibly, becoming new members of 96 Better Beings. They have their album coming out next week, and it's a peculiar time for them because they have a new album coming out, like Darren said, with the two old members of the band on the album and stuff. So, but because we've been talking a lot and Darren feels very comfortable, like he said on the stream, I think that he is just like, you know what? Why should we wait? Let me come on. And we didn't really know what he was going to say exactly, but basically he just said, you guys, Maddie and Thomas, you're the new members of the band.
Yeah.
So now at this point, I think what Thomas and I need to do is, we've talked about this, we should make an official, we have to go through some outlet and make some sort of official release or press release that says that we're new members, because that way we can start talking not only to people that we meet on the live streams, but also to other professional people in the music industry, saying like, hey, this is going on now.
True.
And try to attract some, eyeballs and attention to possibly doing bigger and better things than ever before.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so excited. It's going to be so cool.
And now since it's official, actually I'm doing Sync into the Underground and Disengage the Simulator. I have recorded those already, but I haven't released them yet. And
okay.
Thomas, what's your favorite song of Synergy Restored? Wish Me Dead. So far, but I haven't heard the whole album yet. So
I don't think I have either, to be honest, because Darren was playing the full album in the van for like special fans that helped out with getting me out to the plane tickets and stuff. But when he was doing that, I was inside selling merch, so I actually still never heard the album, and they didn't want to listen to it in the van ride.
Yeah.
Unlike myself, I love listening to my own music, but they were just like, no, we don't want to listen to it, and I was like, okay, whatever.
It's like to me. I want to listen always my songs.
Yeah. I think Darren wants to hear it. I think the other guys didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Hey, Thomas. Are you currently? Oh, okay. I'm going through old ones.
Yeah. Does that mean that the Euro tour will be easier to line up? Yes, for sure. It means that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because it's not like everybody on Smunday is from the U.S. There's a lot of people from England and other parts that watch Smunday as well that would love to see Darren come out to their country. Thank you, Thomas, for joining. Thank you, Maddie. Maddie, did you get the tip I sent you a while back? Yes, I did, Dylan. I really appreciate it. Gothenburg Metal is my favorite, Thomas. At the Gates, melodic sensibility also translates well. 96 Better Beings. So, okay. Yeah, so I know that Thomas doesn't want to stay on too much longer because he's tired, but if anybody has any questions for Thomas, I guess this is a good time to say hello and make sure you follow him, and hopefully he'll be joining us on some other Smundays, although I know that he likes to do these black metal things, and he doesn't like to get up early. Unlike myself. See, I'm up early because I like to get up early.
Yeah. But, I'm a restaurant here, so it means that I need to work very fucking late, and Mondays are my day offs. So I rather, spend my time in my bed with my dog because my wife is not here. She's leaving at work. So yeah.
Well, oh yeah, by the way, everybody, guys and gals. Thomas, we didn't get a chance to talk to Darren long enough because Darren really talks about how he wants to start a bar one day. And Thomas is the owner of an amazing place here in Turku called Fat Bulls.
Yeah.
And for anybody that wants to check it out, you can go online. Hey, there's his doggy. Check out his bar. Not that everybody's in Turku. What's the doggy's name?
Ronja.
Ronja. It's hard for me to roll my R's, but
yeah.
Ronja.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? So just a couple more questions, everybody, and then we'll wrap up the stream. But what's your favorite song to play, I guess, out of this 96 songs? I'm sure they're asking.
Yeah. 96 songs to Wish Me Death. For at least now.
Okay. Oh, what other ones did you do that you didn't post yet? You said you did Disengaged?
Yeah, and Sink Into.
Okay. So again, if you're not following Thomas's YouTube page, which he hit the link to his YouTube page is in his description on his Instagram page, he's going to be posting a few more songs. Thomas and I did one. I was playing along with him, but I didn't record my bass. I was just playing along with him in the room. He's got this really cool setup in the studio where he's able to play along to music and kind of suck out parts of the music, whether it's the drums or the bass. And then he's got this cool miking technique. He's got all kinds of cool stuff where he can set the mics up in a room and make it sound like a fully mic'd drum set, even though it's one microphone or something, a stereo mic.
Yeah, it's called Yamaha EAD10. It's a very powerful drum miking system, and it's basically hybrid and acoustic drum recording. Blah blah.
Yeah. So he does that. So he basically plays along to a song, and he's done it. You know, on his YouTube channel is full of him playing along to different bands and different songs.
Yeah.
But then he puts in his drums to replace the old drums, but with like really good sounding drums. So when you watch it, you're like, wait a second, is he air drumming or is he really playing? Because it's like it sounds so good and it's in the track as part of the track. It's really crazy. You have to check it out. But we did it to the 96 songs and CKY songs, and like he said, he did Disengaged, and I guess you're gonna do. Well, I don't know. We should do it to. I thought it was so cool that I was like, hey, we should. You know, I just imposed on his YouTube channel, but I was like, hey, we should do it to some other songs where I could actually play bass live, not whatever, to like other songs.
Yeah, and now since everything is official, we can do every single song we want to.
Yeah.
We can also do that Stratovarius song Destiny, what someone was asking, but it's 10-minute song.
Yeah, but that's such a cool song. That's my favorite Stratovarius song.
Yeah, it is. Great song.
If you guys play in Finland next year, I'm going. I guess you must be from Finland, Mr. Vinci Reison. Ville only hold artists in Finland. Much respect. Hellions on Parade would be cool too. Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if there's something that you guys want Thomas to do, you should DM him.
Yeah,
and say,
hit me up. Yeah. And next song what I'm recording is a number 1 Roller Rager. That's actually my today's agenda.
I'm excited to see how you guys will practice being split in different countries. Well, that's the thing. What people need to realize is, like once you've been playing, it's like here's a good analogy. When you first start playing guitar and you learn Crazy Train riff, right? Well, when you play that riff for 25 or 30 years, you don't really need to actually play it that many times before you want to go show somebody that you know how to play it, right? So same thing with us. Like, we're not going to be in the same room as Darren and Kenneth, every day or every week. But the thing is, if we're going to play songs, we can both drums and bass, we can both rehearse together in the same room, Thomas and I. And we can send those tracks of us playing together live to Darren and Kenneth, and they can jam along to us playing as if we were in the room. And then it's just a matter of like, yeah, if we have a tour, what we will do is we'll just get together like for a couple days before the tour and play together, which shouldn't be hard because, like I said, we've been playing our instruments for 20, 30 years between us. So it's not very difficult for us to play together. So that's how it works. And you know, most of the bands that everybody likes to listen to, the bigger bands, they do the same thing. They all don't live in the same town. Like the Rolling Stones don't need to go together to jam. They live in different parts of the world, I'm assuming, and they just come together when it's time to tour because they've been playing for so long that they don't need to do that. That's something that a band, when you're 16 and 17, as I was, you try to find a place where you can rehearse every day, meet up with your friends and smoke cigarettes or smoke whatever and hang out and drink beers. But after you do that for 20 years, you don't need to do that anymore because you've done that already. So you kind of already know how to play with other musicians without having to be in the room with them for years. It's hard to explain if you don't get it, but for me, it's super easy. It's like, but the one thing that I think is really cool is because Darren was hinting the fact before, like, hey, Maddie, I want you to play bass in the band. And I'm like, okay, I'm in Finland. You and the guitar player are in the US. Oh, man, well, I guess that's cool. But, like, if you get a drummer in the US, I'll be the oddball out. So it makes total sense to not only have Tuomas in the band, because Tuomas and I share the same rehearsal room, and we can jam together as if we were playing so it's really cool. It's so much pressure off of me, and like I said, and I keep ranting and we'll end the stream soon, but it's great because Tuomas is so professional that he's going to bring a lot to the table, even if it's just motivation, not even strategic, business things. It doesn't matter. It's going to be great.
Anything else does it apply to recording as well? Well, basically, yeah. We have full equipped studio here in Turku, my hometown, where we live with Matthew, and we share our own studio. So basically, we can do everything here, send the tracks to Kenneth, and he can say, well, you need to change this or that, or he just drops this in. So basically, yeah, we can record everything here, or we can do the pre-production here, and then go overseas to record. There are so many different ways to record nowadays, because everything is mobile.
What kind of drumsticks do you use?
I've been endorsed for over 12 years now with this brand called Balbex. It's from Czech Republic, and it's a Hickory 5A German barrel tip. And yeah.
And by the way, Tuomas is he's with a drum company and cymbals. If you want to mention that really quick before we wrap up the stream.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I'm a Pearl artist. I use Pearl drums. I have lots of different Pearl drums, so I'm not going to separate how many drums I have. Actually, I can make video of that. And I'm a Roland electronics artist, and I use these Finnish designed Turkish handmade cymbals called Sihi, and I'm a Evans drumhead endorsee also. So yeah, you can see all my endorsements here. Yeah.
All right, well, Mom, it's good to see you, and it's good to see everybody here in the stream, but I'm going to wrap it up because I have to take my son to päiväkoti, which is daycare in English, and Tuomas needs to catch up on his rest, but follow Tuomas on YouTube and his Instagram. Send him a message if you're excited that he's part of the band, Six Better Beings. Let him know, and we will keep working on stuff together between the two of us, and yeah, maybe we'll make some more appearances. Maybe Thomas will make some more appearances on Smundays.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But either way, this is official. Thanks to Darren making his announcement that we are in the band. So I'm looking forward to what the future is going to store for the two of us joining with Darren.
Exactly.
Yay! All right, it's Monday nights. We will talk to you later. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Darren.
Thank you,
and
Manny.
thank you all.
Thank
We will
you,
see you
Darren.
soon. Rock and roll.
Bye-bye.